Hi, I'm Anna, and welcome back to the Level 3 Ironclad podcast. This episode will kick us off into section 4 on the sparkling wines of the world. Sparkling wine is the first moment in the Level 3 syllabus where you have to separate production from place. Up until now, you've mostly been moving from climate to grape to style. Sparkling interrupts that rhythm. Here, the exam wants to know whether you can reason from process first and only then attach that outcome to a region. This section exists to train that separation. The exam rewards your ability to move cleanly from process to pressure, from pressure to texture, from texture to flavor, from flavor to quality positioning. Only after that do you anchor the wine to origin. Chapters 41 and 42 in the textbook are therefore not two separate chapters. They form a single examinable unit. Chapter 41 gives you the mechanical grammar, and chapter 42 shows you how that grammar is spoken differently around the world. Chapter 41 is about production. It answers one core question: how does carbon dioxide get into the wine, and what does that decision cost or create? You're being trained to see production as a set of levers. Where does the second fermentation take place? In bottle or in tank? Is the wine stored on its lees for an extended period, or is it separated quickly? Is pressure built slowly with time and yeast contact, or rapidly in a controlled environment? Is autolysis encouraged, or is it deliberately avoided? Each of these decisions produces predictable outcomes. Bubble size changes, texture changes, aromatic profile shifts, production cost rises or falls, aging potential increases or decreases. This chapter is not about prestige, it is about causality. And by the end of chapter 41, you should be able to look at a glass of sparkling wine and reason how it was made before you guess where it came from. If you cannot explain the mousse, the texture, and the autolytic character in mechanical terms, you're not yet secure. Then, chapter 42 takes that production logic and applies it globally. Now the question shifts: how do climate, grape variety, and regional intent interact with the same production tools? This is where you learn that traditional method wines do not all taste the same. The method may be identical, but base wine acidity, fruit profile, and climate change the outcome dramatically. You also learn that tank method wines are not automatically simple. They can range from relatively neutral to intensely aromatic depending on grape variety and growing conditions. Lees aging expresses differently depending on the base wine. High acid wines in cool climates will carry autolytic character differently than softer fruit forward bases. And crucially, you begin to understand that price differences often reflect production cost rather than intrinsic quality. Extended lease aging, manual processes, and low yields increase cost. That does not automatically make a wine better, but it does change price positioning. Chapter 42 is where production knowledge becomes comparative reasoning. The exam expects you to explain why two sparkling wines made by the same method can show radically different styles and market positioning. That is the threshold, not trivia, not memorized slogans, reasoned explanation. So, why should you study this section? Don't study these chapters sequentially, study them together. Use chapter 41 to lock in the mechanical logic and terminology. Make sure you can explain pressure development, lees aging, autolysis, and dosage clearly. Then use chapter 42 to test whether you can recognize those production choices in different climatic and commercial contexts. If you find yourself memorizing regions before you can explain mousse texture, you're studying this backwards. In the exam, sparkling wines are rarely assessed for trivia. They are assessed for reasoned explanation under time pressure. This section is designed to build exactly that skill. By the end of section 3, you should be able to explain stylistic differences between sparkling wines using production, cause, and effect. You should be able to link method choice to price, quality perception, and aging potential. You should be able to compare sparkling wines across countries without relying on reputation or labels. And you should be able to write concise, logical answers that move cleanly from process to outcome. That is the ironclad threshold this section exists to set. So I do hope this helps with your prep. And with this, we will kick off in our next episode with chapter 41 on sparkling wine production. I'll see you then.